Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I have a fairly balanced rack. Opponent's opened with Lord. I have... I think it's autocoid, but I don't think it's autocoid. It's autocoid. Maybe I think I was mixing it up with something else. Maybe autocoid is also good with an A. Anyway, I draw a fairly balanced rack here, a little bit vowel heavy, but I should be able to resolve it with a play of a wee somewhere, maybe. Looking at plays from the D, but that's not going to score very much. Bare hand. Wow, nice bingo by opponent. What about a wee here for 21? That looks okay. I don't think I'm going to score much more. I've got the P and the F, which don't go fantastically together. I have the fan component of a word. I have created a hotspot there. Luckily, opponent didn't have the J. Just looking at ways to resolve this rack. If I can play off FU, agar is good, so I could play fawn. 24, not a terrible leave. There's some synergy happening here with these three guys. What was the other option? Foul, that's a nice leave. If I draw an A or E or an I, I'm in good shape, but 11's a bit weak. So I think I will go with fawn for 24. Duplicate city. I've got 2 I's and 2 S's. Stirrup. Okay, opponent bingos again. So I'm behind now. I've got spirits and lords. I don't have spirates. I have, just looking at something through this E, spiriest. Yeah, I'm not seeing non-state. Spirits and lords. I've created an X hotspot, so I hope I'm not going to pay the price for that. I have a whiz here for 40. Opponent playing FY for 26. Now, what about... looking at a Z play that gets the Y tripled as well. Pity I only have the I, one vowel to work with. That's unideal, to say the least. Maybe just zit. And then I've got the I to play after to make zitty. I just don't see any great Z spots. I mean, the Z plays here, but not twice. And I don't like the idea of opponent plonking a X down here, or an SUQ play. I think I'll go with Z. It's not my favorite choice, but it'll do. I draw the Q, funny enough. QI above the N. And caddy through an A. I don't see an A. I do have QI and zitty. Takes out a hot... Well, I can't do that anymore. I think I'll go back to my original plan, QI. Okay, I draw another vowel, which is great. Bewildery. No, I don't think so. Wilder plus an R. Wildery. Well, no. Looking at ways of getting value from this zit hook, I can play an I or an E. Now, own is good, so I have we 24. It's kind of mediocre. Phi doesn't take anything after it. F takes a T and another F, as well as an S. The F has already been played. Yao looks alright. Can I extend to the double word square play of rowdier or no, worldlier? Not quite. Worldy. Wordy is good, I think, but not worldy. But Yao sorts the rack out quite nicely. That's a good leave. Not a fantastic board for bingos, although there is one on to the S. Now I have you here for 28, but look at this hotspot. Locks is good. SL Slyer 36. That looks alright. I don't think slide is good. Terrible pickup. I I don't have an A or an O for making jet and jar or Joe. That's a shame. I can't even get dual direction off the IN. So that was a pretty hopeless draw. Jowl actually looks like the way to sort this rack out and score decently. Hopefully opponents attracted to the top. Yet takes a P in front. So a play of PHO would be quite heavy hitting. Would be close to 50 points. Well, 42, so it's still a big play. Now Phlox is good as well, but both F's are gone. Jowl seems like the play for me to make, and I'll save some time as well. Okay, this looks a little bit better. So I've got MO, but not for great score. 23. I have IV'd for 26. That's a little better. Gives back some easy points for opponent though, so not a big fan of IV'd. What about IV'd here? Scores a little less. Actually, that's not a bad score. 27. Creates a bingo lane, but such is life. You have to create lanes sometimes to score well. Do I have a bingo? Ooh. Opponents left an E out in the opening, so 8's ending on an E. Unlikely with this rack because it's already Val heavy. Both blanks have been played. Do I go with IV'd? It scores quite well. Expedites the end of the game. Yeah, I'm going with this. Okay, I've got some scoring tiles. Mooch is good. I'm worried about... Actually, no, maybe opponent wasn't aware of the P hook for yet. Pretty sure it does take a P. Or maybe he couldn't play anything there. Anyway, Mocky I think might be good. Or am I mixing it up with... Well, Ich is good. 24, a little bit weak on the score. Pin, just an S that it takes. Just looking at good Y plays. Wow, it's tricky this. Looking at 5-letter plays with this rack extending down. Bit volatile to do that, but I'm almost inclined just to play off HO for 27. If opponent, ooh, Stain, okay, he does score quite well there. Now I've got some options here. I've got Mooch for a whopping 63, which will give me a slight lead. Yeah, I think this is gonna be hard to beat. Cooch is good as well. Should I keep the M or keep the C? The M is probably more flexible. Yeah, I think I'll keep the M. Although Yonic is a possibility there, the M is just more useful in terms of parallel plays. I'll go with the 63. Okay, what have I got here? Mobilier, mobile. Okay, I've got BO or MO for 23. Do I have a good Y play? Okay, I think taking out the top right, because if opponent's got a K and an A, he's going to score pretty well. I have Obe here for a mediocre 21. Oh, I don't. Sorry, I have Emo for a mediocre 21. I wonder if opponent had a safer play there, maybe beginning with a D. Seeding, nah. Opponent down to his last 2.5. Okay, he's gone with HA. Now there's one tile in the bag, just looking at K hotspots, there's only 6 points behind. I really want to go out in 2 moves here. So if I go out before opponent, this looks terrible. Mobile giving a K hotspot, that can't be best. Oh, what about embroil? That's a word, isn't it? Yeah, that doesn't play anywhere. Actually, if I played embroil onto the L, embroil. Why can't it just be simple at the end where you've got to really think this one through? Ergo. Oh, no, not. See, emo here just doesn't feel best. Because opponent goes out in 2. I need to be the one who goes out in 2. What about Elem? I need a 5-letter play. I've got to play off 4 of my tiles to have a realistic chance of going out in 2. Pellards, Penlards. Just can't. I can't play mobile. That does not do it for me. Oh, what about Yebor? Yeah, I'm going with this for 22. Yes. Okay, I've got male onto the E for 14. I don't think I have. I have Ami, but that doesn't go out. And I have... Okay, opponent plays Urk. And it's not going to be enough. So male wins it by a few points. Wow, close finish. I'll just thank my opponent for the game. So 444 to me, 419 to opponent. Let's see what we missed. Wow, that was close at the end. Opponent opened with Lard, and then Autocoid. There was also Volutoid. That's quite nice. I haven't seen that one, but Autocoid, and like I say, I think it's also good with an A, or Tacoid, but I'll double check that later. So happy to have spotted that one. Baronage, Bearland, Bare Hand, and a few others there. Opponent getting that one down for 83. Now, I had a Wii for 21, but I saw a new, but I looked at the leave and I thought, oh, but actually if I'd added up the score, I might have been tempted to play it because it was an extra 8. I did spot it mentally in my head, but I just didn't like the leave of 3 vowels. Anyway, a little bit of a miss there. Gaga for 26. Opponent went with Gag. Now I had the FPU combo, which isn't great. Fap looks good for 26, or Fawn for 24. Similar idea, sorting the rack out and keeping the score ticking along. Non-state, nice bingo by opponent. He plays through the T there. And then Spirits or Tripsis. Tripsis, okay. Tipsia through the E. Ah, that was... No, that wasn't... I was looking at a 4-timer, but that wasn't. So the only bingos were Tripsis and Spirits in the same spot, K2 down. And Mifty was best for opponent here with that rack leave, NPS. He went with FY. And Wirily seems best here, hanging on to the Z. Yeah, I do like that. TZ has good synergy. There's a fair few words ending in TZ. And Wirily sorts out the consonant-heavy rack. So I do like that move. So a little bit of a miss there with Zit. Minx for 26, or Mixed for 26, same score. Mixed a little safer than leaving the X above, below the double word square. Now Wordily, I almost did spot that, but that was on the next rack, I think. Yeah, I looked at options of placing the W here and then getting the whole word doubled, but that was the following rack. Rowdily, Wordily, Twirly, so those are good big 38-point plays. Shame I missed those. Got rid of the Q though, so that was a win. Peppos and Popes, those are nice 41-point plays at 3I. Peppos, getting the whole word doubled. and popes. Very nice. Opponent went with poet. Now, wordly again. This is where I looked at the spot, but I didn't spot wordly, so bit of a miss there. Slyer scored well, 36, but wordly was an extra 2 points and didn't give back nearly as much as Slyer. But not a bad play, I thought. Anyway, Vor for 20. Good rack leave. Decent, semi-decent score, I guess, given the rack. Now, this one was a bit tricky. Luckily, the O remained available, and Jal sorted the rack out and kept the score ticking along. Opponent had PE for 15 and a beautiful rack leave, but he had PE for 23 at 1N. Yeah, that probably would have been the play. Taking out a hotspot and yeah, and leaving a fantastic 5-letter set, which and there were bingo lanes to play on too. So, well, actually there was only one bingo lane. It was just above the L or onto the L, or maybe a bingo ending in NO, but that's less useful. So yeah, interesting. So opponent plays PE, which kind of messes up this bingo lane in row 7, but it does create the opportunity for an 8 to be played onto the E. Now, Ivied was best for 27 here, and then Sedain for 82 was opponent's play. Designee onto the E. That would have been interesting. It would have given back some score, but I think with the H's unplayed, playing the S here meant that there was going to be a big score on offer if I had one of those two H's. But yeah, Designee was the only 8. So a little bit tricky to spot unless you know the word. Anyway, opponent bingos down with Sedain, and then Cooch or Mooch were the highest scoring players there. Now opponent has Waranui with a W or Horient with a T. None of those available, so he goes with half for 27, which was a good move because it took out a potential strong score for myself, Ket and Ka or Ko. So that was the right thing to do. Very close now, just 6 points between us. No bingo. Mobile was discussed earlier and left an O next to the double word square, so that could have given back a 40-point play to opponent, or mid-30s. So I thought, no, I don't want to do that. And Yibor was 22 points, so it wasn't far off the... Actually, why doesn't it feature... Wonder why the equity is so low with that play. Analyzer must have a reason for putting it way down the list. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it thinks I can't go, I can only go out in 2 if I pick up just the right tile, because there was 1 left in the bag. Anyway, whatever the reason, there's some kind of calculation the computer does. Now, Urk for 25 was best for opponent. But look at the leave. INUU. Okay, and then Male for 14 was best. So I think, yeah, I don't think opponent could have won it from, I'd say, from this position. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that was the end of the game, and a few misses there, which I stated earlier. But all in all, a good game. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching that one, and I'll see you next time.